Alright, and welcome back to round 3. We've got a spicy match for you guys this time. We've got Michael's Starfield's last Shimmer deck versus Jonathan's Delirium deck. Do you want to take us through the deck lists, Jamie?
Yeah, so Michael Klose is on a sort of bit of an interesting list. Basically playing as many enchantments as he can to get as much value out of Starfield of Nyx as possible. As well as that, he's got 4 copies of Sigil of the Empty Throne for even more enchantment value. He's also playing quite a controlling list here with a couple of copies of Languish and a couple of copies of Planar Outburst. Planar Outburst is one we haven't seen in a little while.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan is on a Delirium list, which is reasonably standard, hoping to control his way into an Emrakul or something of the like. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
Are you guys watching the chat? So is this...
Yeah.
So good to go?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Be interesting to see who's got the upper hand in this match. I'm assuming Michael really is kind of leaning on his Wrath a little bit against the Jund matchups.
Yeah, so it'll depend on whether Michael gets those early Wraths to get those emergible creatures off the board.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that both of them are probably going to be siding out those things come the end of game 1.
Yeah.
When...
So looks like Michael's on the play, and we are off.
So what's Michael looking to have here in an early hand, do you reckon, V?
Let's go to Drag. I'm guessing he wants a little bit of card selection, so he's got
Got a couple of Vessels of Nascency. There's probably pretty
and
good.
some Oaths of Nisses
Oh,
to get
and
his
there it
draws.
is, the Vessel of Nascency.
That's a
Off
good
to
start for Michael. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's on the turn 2, but
Yeah.
I don't think either of these decks are in a big rush, so
And I can't see any removal in his hand. Can you, Jamie?
I can't really see his hand right now. It's
Yeah.
literally facing the opposite direction. But that's alright, so we've got it. On Jonathan's side, we've got Evolving Wilds into Evolving Wilds. And also a Vessel of
Yep,
Nascency.
so the Vessel of Nascency battle.
Yep. Nothing's happening particularly quickly here. Ooh, this is Michael's spicy one of. It's
Yeah.
a Sinister Concoction.
Great draft card.
Fantastic draft card. Not sure how well it works in this sort of list, but with Journey to Nyx, it does let you get some enchantments into the graveyard that you can then choose to get back
Yep.
at a later date. As well as it puts itself into the graveyard as well.
Guess I'll be a bit... So if I was Michael right now, I'd feel a bit not at ease going to the late game. And given that both decks are kind of dirtily...
Yeah, it's a bit of a worry, particularly because Emrakul can really ruin your day.
Yeah. So Jonathan's got... Is that 2 cards in the graveyard right now?
Yeah, just 2 Evolving Wilds, I think.
Yeah.
But with Vessel of Nascency on board, that can very quickly turn into a lot more.
Yeah. I guess just the concoction kills Emrakul, doesn't it?
It does kill Emrakul.
Yeah.
That is a good point. And being able to kill Emrakul on the turn that Emrakul is
That's
played
true.
as well, which
Yeah.
is actually very important.
There's some
'Cause
tech against Emrakul.
if Emrakul can't eat a creature, then an Emrakul onto your empty board
Yeah.
doesn't actually do a whole lot when you take their turn.
I'm going to guess Jonathan doesn't have any main deck enchantment removal either.
And it looks like he's getting a bit behind on land here. Oh, except here we are.
Yep.
Nissa to save the day.
But of course you're going to get Forest.
Yep. Still missing that red mana, though not needing the Kozilek's return anytime soon means that you're not too concerned about not needing red.
Yeah. I'm going to guess that's got a card that's going to be sided out anyway.
Yeah. Depends. We'll see how we go. I mean, Michael is quite capable of pumping out a lot of angels with his things, so Kozilek's return might be the answer that Jonathan needs to that. Oh, we're having yet another very slow turn. Michael Klose is just activating his hissing quagmire and getting in for 2.
Getting aggressive. Well, there's the Cosmic's return in hand.
Yep. Oh,
And
also
a
looks like 2 fire impulses
Yeah,
there.
it's a bit strapped on red.
Also, the fire impulse is not super useful.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like...
though they could kill the hissing quagmire. I'm wrong there.
But apart from that, it doesn't look like he's got any responses to the hissing quagmire. So Michael can just keep beating down.
Yep. Though it's a bit of a slow one, that one.
Yeah, a
You
slow
might need-
beat down.
Yeah. Might need a few more creatures to speed that one up. Ooh, we got to grapple with the past.
Yep.
And I know there's at least 1 land in his graveyard, so...
Yeah, I wonder if he'll go for the land.
Nope. Just going for the Ishkana.
That is interesting, isn't it?
A little bit greedy there, I think.
Yeah, because I guess his option was to get the Evolving Wilds and get a red source.
He also had a forest in there too.
Oh, did he?
So he could have just taken the forest,
Yeah.
but perhaps he has another way to get more land in his hand.
Yeah, I'm just looking through his deck list.
Is that 2 Kozilek's return in his... There's 1 in the graveyard and then 1 in his hand, maybe? It would be unfortunate.
Yeah, I think so. I think that last card is
Possibly a
Cosmic.
Languish in there too.
Hmm.
So, all the removal and nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Shambles.
And the Shambles, unfortunately, is a little bit big for a...
All the burn spells.
Yeah. Though, I think at this point he must have 2... Enough for Spellmastery in the graveyard.
Yeah. You'd think so with a pile like that.
Well, we got the
But
lucky
sometimes-
land off the top into Ishkana.
Oh, yep.
Does he have Delirium? That is the question.
That's what he's
With a pile
carrying.
that big, surely.
Surely, right? Oh, did the spider...
Guess we'll
oh,
find out in a
Did
second.
the spiders come into play?
Dun dun dun. And how is Michael going to
Yeah.
deal with this Ishkana?
I guess that answers our question. Delirium is on.
Well, there we go. We've got 1 Stasis Snare, and I also saw there was a Wasteland Strangler in that hand, so
Oh.
depends. The Wasteland Strangler is actually a bit of a risk in this matchup, because Exile is often where you want the enemy creatures to be,
That's
particularly
true.
when they're important in your graveyard, but being able to kill one of those spiders for free is quite nice. And looks like he's going to go for it. What's he going to take back? It is the Nissa. That seems not too bad. Certainly better than having another Ishkana in the graveyard to come back later. And he's coming in with the Shambling Vents, which is just big enough to get through yet again.
Yeah. So what's Jonathan going to look to do here to stabilize the board? Because this is getting a little bit out of control.
Yeah, well, it depends how quickly he's going to draw a red source, I guess.
Yeah.
He does have that Languish, but Languish to kill your own spiders and 1 enemy creature does
Yeah.
not feel good.
And enchantments are still on the board after that.
Yep. And the pesky... Ooh, here we go, Liliana. This one's a good one.
Ooh.
So, this one, while not capable of killing the Wasteland Strangler, is...
Well, there's the language.
Ooh. It's using to -2. What does the -2 on Liliana do?
Let's bring her up.
Here we go. So her -2 is put the top 2 cards of your graveyard into your library into your graveyard. Then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So what did he bring back? I think I missed that one.
Oh, me too.
Let's see, what's Michael going to do this turn? At some point we're going to be looking for Michael to play one of those big, powerful cards on his side. Either the Sigil or the Starfield.
Yeah, I love seeing this deck go off. Like,
It's just, it's so cool. Ooh, is that a Starfield in his hand right now?
oh, here we go! It's exciting.
Or is he going to slow roll us?
Oh no! Come on, Michael, play the Starfield.
Though he doesn't have too many things in the yard at the moment that are worth bringing back, so it looks like he's going to go for the Oath of Liliana. Nope. Looks like he's gone for the silk wrap to get rid of one of those spiders. And then he's going to get in for the beats. I think that was so that if he does block with one of the spiders, that... Yeah, he couldn't double block the strangle with the spiders.
Yeah,
I think that was the reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
If Michael does play Starfield...
Jonathan's down to 7 here. This could...
Oh.
Looks like he got Nissa back with that
Okay.
Liliana activation.
Yeah.
Which he really does need that extra land. But still no red. And that red is really what's keeping Michael in the game, I think, at this point.
So Michael plays Starfield and all these enchantments become creatures. Languish is live,
Does he
isn't
have
it?
enough enchantments? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it would be 5.
Yeah.
So
Languish is live, isn't it? If they all turn to creatures.
yes,
Yeah.
but does he have lethal?
So there's 2 blockers. 2 blockers, 4.
Attack with 5 creatures.
Looks like you might get there. There's a 3/3 stasis snare. 2/2. I think it is. I think it is lethal if you play Starfield.
It's an interesting one. Also, a neat trick that Michael can do is he can activate his sinister concoction in response to a languish,
Yeah.
so that
That's
all his
true.
enchantments dodge the languish.
Yeah.
Which is pretty neat. So it looks
So-
like we're going for an ultimate price,
Oh, yep.
because I think he's got lethal here.
Yeah, surely he's got lethal after play Starfield. Yeah, there's only 1 blocker. Yeah. For all our players
here
who
we
are
go.
watching who don't know Michael, he's our kind of brewer, local brewer in Canberra. He always comes in with spicy decks.
Here we go. So he's attacking with 2 3/3s, a 1/1, and there it is,
Yep.
scooping up.
Starfield got there.
Yep. Well, it turns out attacking with the lands every turn is pretty handy.
Yeah.
And also if your opponent doesn't draw red.
Yep.
Because he had the answer in hand to either of those
That's to those lands. Yeah. Yeah, those impulses were kind of just a bit, stuck in his hand in the end.
So, what do you reckon they're going to be sideboarding here?
Now, does he have... He's got a caustic caterpillar to deal with enchantments.
Oh, nice. He also looks like he's got a decent amount of hand disruption, which
Yeah.
is going to be pretty handy. Because if you take out the Starfield Nix or the Sigil, it's pretty hard for Michael to win. He just has a pile of removal and not much else.
I think, though, he does have ways to get those back.
Though he does have a lot of cards he'd probably be pretty happy to remove from his deck. So,
Yeah.
what about Michael here? We've got...
So he probably knows he's facing an Emrakul deck.
So does Infinite Obliteration come in? Because how do you deal with an Emrakul?
Yeah. Well, he's got Sinister Concoction for it, I guess.
It's true. It is a good one.
I guess Clip Wings deals with Emrakul.
Clip Wings does as well.
I'd love to see Clip Wings deal with an Emrakul, actually.
Just cut its wings off.
Yeah.
I'm sure that will deal with Emrakul.
Yeah.
Someone tell the Gatewatch.
Like, guys, you're doing it all wrong. He's got to...
Don't worry about a moon.
Yeah.
Just cut its wings.
Yeah, but apart from that, I like Michael's chances in this matchup. There's not much interaction Jonathan can do.
Yeah, it just depends on how quickly Jonathan can get out
Yeah,
something scary.
yeah.
And if he can interrupt Michael's hand enough. Because between... what has he got? He's got... Transgress the Mind, Duress. Let's pick the brain.
Pick the brain. So this is one of Jonathan's sideboard options.
Ah, there's another.
So more disruption.
Yep. So we've got Pick the Brain as well.
Yeah.
On top of those, he's also got Distended Mindbender main deck. So if he can
Love this card.
manage to get that one out, he can probably take a good amount of of Michael's teeth out of his deck.
Yeah.
Could become a serious problem for Michael. And a lot of those cards also exile the cards, so they're not going to be coming back with any Starfield shenanigans.
Players just shuffling away. Are you a 5-pile shuffler or a 7-pile shuffler?
I don't. I think 7.
7?
It's usually 7.
Yeah,
but I kind of
that's
just
what it's go-to.
mostly I don't really pile shuffle. I just sort of smush the piles together until I get bored.
Smusher instead.
Smusher. I'm a big fan of the smush. Not fan of the riffle shuffle though.
Oh yeah.
No. For me, it seems like the same thing as the smush.
Yeah, it
except with more bending.
It's supposed to be. Yeah, but it feels better. Like, when you get a good riffle.
Fair enough. So Jonathan, I assume he's going to be on the play here.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure will help a little bit.
Yeah, especially if you get early disruption out on the play.
Yep.
Yeah, and just confirming from the floor, Jonathan has decided to play.
Oh, looks like we've got
wilds.
Lands.
Yeah.
Not sure if there's any spells in that hand. So it looks like
Oh,
he's chosen to
there
keep.
is the caterpillar.
There's the caterpillar. Bane of the Starfield.
Yeah.
Ooh, and here we go. Unfortunately, Oath of Nissa cannot get enchantments, which is a bit of a problem. Which is probably why he's only playing 2 of them. So he chooses to take a land, and...
I think it was a fort village?
Yep. And here we have Jonathan finding a second land drop even.
Oh,
Fine, here we go.
What
we talked
disruption.
About. And here we go. We've got a Nyx.
There is the namesake card. 2 of them.
2 Nyxes. It looks like a Vessel of Nascency, an Ultimate Price, and is that a Surge of Righteousness?
Couldn't quite catch that. Who takes 1 Starfield down, and importantly, it is exiled.
And it looks like Jonathan has found a red source.
Oh.
For the first time in 2 games.
Yeah.
And a turn 3 Liliana.
Oh,
this can be very hard to beat. Can Stasis Snare remove Lilianas? Or is it just creatures?
Just creatures.
Just creatures.
99% sure.
So what does Michael
can he
have
do?
in order to get rid of that?
I'm afraid not much. So the risk there is that it just ticks up and ultimates, which would be very bad for Michael.
However, it looks like Jonathan chose to tick it down. I guess because he doesn't have anything interesting going on in his hand at the moment. Looks like he's just sitting on a pile of lands, so...
Yeah, and that's not bad as well.
Ooh, and a Pick the Brain.
Aww.
Now, Pick the Brain, is that one an instant?
Sorcery pretty sure.
Sorcery.
Yeah.
And that's... one that he's probably going to wait till he has Delirium for.
I wouldn't mind using it now if I was Jonathan, just to get the other Starfield out of Michael's hand.
Yeah, though it is only he's only at 4 mana at the moment, so perhaps next turn that's something you'd be certainly considering doing. See if we can find from the floor what our current Delirium count is. as to whether he's close to being able to pull that off, or whether he's just going to have to fly off with the pick the brain right now.
So Delirium counters 2.
And he finds a grapple from the past. I think that's what's going to have to go off first. See if we can hit that Delirium before we pick the brain.
He's got land and sorcery in his graveyard.
Right, so that will put instant in, and if you can find any creature or enchantment, it's going to hit Delirium.
It looks like that is what he is choosing.
Except he chooses to pass the turn.
He might grapple end step.
But unfortunately, pick the brain is a sorcery, so that Starfield of Nyx looks like it's going to hit the field. Though, if we remember, he does have that caterpillar, so
that
he's
is
probably
true. The caterpillar.
relying on that wee caterpillar to deal with that Starfield problem. And there it is, that grapple from the past.
Yep. Now, what is he getting back? Oh, duress. Alright, takes the land.
You can't choose duress, unfortunately. Land or creature, I believe, from grapple.
Right. Yep.
And yet another land. He's getting quite flooded, Jonathan. So it looks like Michael hasn't drawn much else after those 2 Starfields. So it looks like Caterpillar's going to have to go off here. So is Caterpillar activation 3 or 2?
Let's bring up the Caustic Caterpillar. 2.
So he can play the Caterpillar, hit Delirium, and activate and use the pick the brain, which is a pretty nice swing. If he's going to choose to do that. So there we go.
There goes Starfield.
Taking the Liliana up yet again. It's nice to note that Liliana, but chooses not to pick the brain. What could he have in his hand that he's choosing to spend his mana on, do you reckon?
I'm not sure, unless he thinks that Michael doesn't have things that is worth picking the brain for.
It's certainly possible. Maybe he's just making sure that maybe he miscounted his Delirium, was waiting for that.
Well, he's got 4 types in his graveyard at the moment.
He does, yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, an Ishkana off the top. That's a pretty good one.
That's a good draw. I think Michael's got quite a reactive hand as well. I see a Stasis Snare, an Ultimate Price.
Yep. Some lands as well.
Yeah.
And here's the Ishkana.
Yeah, so we've got... So that Lily is the one that's worrying. She's up to 5 at the moment.
What's her ultimate? 6?
7 from memory. Let's double check. Liliana, 7. Yeah.
So 7, and you kind of win the game at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh,
Oh,
except
sigil.
Michael's found the sigil. Liliana is capable of ticking down and getting back that Caustic Caterpillar.
That's true.
There's no other way for him to deal with, but looks like we're going for the... Yep.
Yeah.
So, is it... How does Michael come back from this?
He has to deal with that somehow, and the only way... He's got a Shambling Vent to...
Perhaps that's why he went for the planar outburst rather than
yeah, okay.
playing the sigil.
Yeah.
So that he could keep that Liliana off of...
Yeah.
It looks like we're finally going to get that pick the brain out.
Yeah. So with Delirium.
And here we can see Michael's hands. Sigil, ultimate price, and stasis snare.
Yeah.
So yep,
so
nothing
very
happening.
reactive hand.
Get rid of the sigil and nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
So it looks like that Shambling Vent may well be able to get in there and keep that Liliana from ultimating.
Goes for the price. Okay.
Yep. It's because he gets rid of both of them.
Yeah, okay.
So I think maybe he's really just trying to get that card advantage going, because he does only have 1 card left in hand. And if he can't deal with the Shambling Event, then he could be in a bit of strife.
Yeah.
And the Caustic Caterpillar could potentially be the one that deals with the sigil.
That's true. I guess the other line is if he got rid of all of Michael's sigils, then it's a bit of a nail in the head type.
True. Yeah, with all the sigils out and
Yeah.
only one Starfield left in the deck,
Yeah.
could be very difficult for Michael to win the game.
So Liliana on 6. Looks like Vents, I'm guessing, is going to get in there. Nope.
No, going for the sigil.
Alright, yep.
Being brave, going right down to that
Yep.
7 loyalty wire.
Yeah.
Or
I guess
he's going
why
to see
not?
whether Jonathan's going to spend his turn getting that Caustic Caterpillar out of the graveyard.
Yeah. Does he have a grapple in hand?
I'm not sure. I didn't see what his last card in hand was. Just activated his Evolving Wilds.
Yeah. So both players still had a very healthy life total.
Yep. Which is really unsurprising in this matchup.
Yeah.
Seeing as it looks like it was a land in his hand.
Well, this
So,
is a
and he just
vessel.
drew into the vessel.
Yeah.
Which could get him something, but it still currently has not a whole lot going on.
Yeah. So I've just been informed by the floor that Michael has drawn Quarantine Field. That's
There's a way to
interesting.
deal with
There,
Liliana.
Yeah, definitely. Quarantine Field.
And just as Liliana ticks up to that
Yeah.
7 loyalty counter.
Yeah.
Now, does Jonathan, after activating this, have any green mana left?
To activate the caterpillar, you mean?
To cast anything off, if he flipped an Ishkanar or something.
Yeah.
It looks like he's got a Pilgrim's Eye. Not really something he was very keen on seeing there. Because Michael's about to throw out his Quarantine Field, dealing with the Liliana.
Yeah.
And looks like also dealing with the Pilgrim's Eye.
Yeah.
And getting an Angel for his effort.
It's a massive swing to Michael.
It sure is. Particularly as we know that Jonathan currently has 2 lands in hand.
Yeah.
Which means that Jonathan's going to be purely on top deck mode after this.
See, it looks like he was kind of leaning on that Lily ultimate.
He really was. And so is it 6 mana to deal with 2 creatures?
Still with... It'll be
Ooh, looks
2.
like he's going for
Anguish Unmaking
instead.
Oh, alrighty,
I think Michael's, rather than going for a big swing, he's trying to play a longer game
Yeah.
and going for the... Because he can then use Quarantine Field to deal with any multiple problems that come up, because if he plays Ishkanar,
That's true.
he can get rid
Yeah.
of several of the spiders then.
Yeah.
Also, Anguish Unmaking does not deal with Emrakul.
That is also true.
Though I have a feeling Jonathan would probably just play the Quarantine Field in his extra turns to no effect.
And there's
There's
Ishkana
the
play you
Ishkana.
were saying.
Yep. So we've got the swing in for 1 with the Pilgrim's Eye just pecking away. And what's Michael drawing for the turn? Yet another land, which puts him with 9 lands. He can exile 3 things? No, he's just choosing to Stasis Snare the Ishkanar. Getting that 1 Angel.
Oh, here we go. Angel beatdown mode.
And doesn't look like he's going to activate his Shambling Vents. So it wasn't, in fact, a Quarantine Field. It was the Stasis Snare in hand.
Oh, so he didn't have a quarantine field.
No.
Oh, we were lied to.
Oh, he's activating his Shambling Vents and going in. Interesting. That was a bold attack. Seeing as he can trade his Shambling Vents for 1 spider.
Yeah.
Yet Jonathan chooses to take it. What are we missing here?
I guess Michael's assuming because he's on top deck mode, the spider's probably more
And
valuable.
yes, particularly because if he eats one of the spiders, they can no longer trade for the angel.
Yeah.
It's like Michael's activating two
All the
lands and going all in. And yet Jonathan
Yeah.
only choosing to chump block with one.
Hmm.
It's interesting. He's not choosing to try and get any more value out of those. Does that indicate that he might have some sort of board wipe? It looks like he's
Even
got a
if he
Liliana in hand,
did.
though. Even if he did, it's still
Yeah.
questionable block, but
Maybe he's thinking his only way out here is to top deck an Emrakul or something along those lines.
yep.
So he's in survival
Though it
mode.
looks like we've got a Liliana who could well tick down into an Ishkanar.
Yep, more
that we know is-
spiders.
Oh, except that Ishkanar's in stasis.
Was there another one in the graveyard?
Oh, I can't remember.
Hmm.
So it looks like he's ticking down. Flips to transgress and another grapple. So what can he choose? He certainly can get that caterpillar back. And it looked like there was another Ishkanar in there. Yes. Oh, he's
Oh,
choosing
there
the
is
caterpillar.
Oh, that caterpillar.
Though, because that gets Ishkanar back as well. If he gets rid of the stasis snare.
Oh, that is true.
So it's like getting caterpillar
Yep.
and Ishkanar. But is that the problem here? Or is Sigil really the problem that Jonathan's having?
I guess Michael's also on top deck mode. So he has to draw the enchantments to be able to
It's true,
get
but
value off his sigil.
a good third of his deck is enchantments. So
That is true.
makes it a bit easier whereas Jonathan, I believe, is playing one copy of Emrakul.
Yeah. And it looks like he agrees with you. He's gone for the sigil.
Here it is, yep. So deals with that problem, but he has a rather angelic problem on the board, which is quite potentially going to be problematic. Can he take down... He can take down Liliana this turn if he activates all his lands.
Yeah.
And looks like he's going to, seeing as he's top decked yet another
Yep.
land.
Might
Nothing
as
else to
well.
do with all that mana. May as well go to town. And best case scenario that Michael, so Jonathan can trade 2 spiders for the hissing quagmire. I think is
Yeah.
the. But
Looks
certainly,
like Liliana's not going to survive this battle.
yep. Slow dwindling of Jonathan's resources here.
So the vent is attacking Lily.
Does not appear to be the case. It looked like it went face. Yeah, so Jonathan down to 9 life. Certainly putting him in range of certain problems. What did Jonathan draw for the turn?
So I guess this might be different if he had chosen to actually target Stasis Snare and get Ishkana back.
Yeah, and that would certainly solve the immediate, the short-term problem, but wouldn't
Yeah.
win the war necessarily,
Yeah.
which is why I think Jonathan went for that that play, though by the look of it, it looks like the war may be won on a slightly shorter term basis than Jonathan was hoping.
Yeah.
Still going for the face, which possibly a little bit greedy there, since seeing as now Liliana can tick down, get that Ishkanar back. Or even this.
She's on 2 loyalty.
Is it -2 or -3?
I thought it was -3. Let's double check. Really? Oh, no, you're right. -2.
Yeah, so
That's true. Can you get Ishkana back?
yeah. Also get the Cosmic Caterpillar to get Ishkana back,
Bad caterpillar.
which, though, yeah, no, that would be enough, because we'll see what he's got.
Oh.
Looks like ooh,
Oh, Chandra.
Chandra.
Yeah, what is he going to do?
Well, it doesn't look like that's really that helpful.
Yeah, he kind of needs a board right now, doesn't he?
Yeah. Because Chandra really can't deal with manlands. Looks like he's just getting rid of the angel with it.
Yeah.
It's a costly removal spell.
Mm.
Oh, and he's ticking up the Liliana. It's a
Now,
brave play.
is that a removal in his hand? Does he have any removal in his hand?
Well, he does have quite a bit of removal in his deck. Depends how
Yeah.
much he's sided out. Does Michael have enough to activate all three? That is the question. Doesn't look like he quite
I think
does.
he can activate 2. So if he's got 1 removal, he can get rid of 1. And Liliana will survive.
Assuming Michael chooses to attack Liliana, which he has not chosen to the last 2 times.
It's just the 2 events.
And both going to Jonathan's face yet again.
Yep.
Jonathan
He's
goes down to
at
1. Now, will either of them see the play? That is the question. Looks like he's got a forest and something else in hand. Forest not helpful, but something else may well be. Guess we're going to find out. Looks
Now
like.
he can tick
Ah,
down.
here we go.
Get
Tick
Ishkana.
down. And ooh, what's that on the top?
Is that Mindbender?
I'm not sure. Guess we're about to find out the fun way.
Yeah.
There's the Ishkana he's thinking
He needs a
about.
board, doesn't he?
He does. I still think that... Does Ishkana enter the battlefield and get those spiders even from the quarantine?
Is there 4 more? I read that as yes.
Yeah.
So
could
he
have had
could
both.
get the caterpillar. Oh, he doesn't have any.
I mean,
yeah.
realistically, it's not super different. It just means that Michael has 1 less enchantment on board, which can be quite useful. So can Jonathan stabilize now on 1 life?
Oh.
Ooh, here we go with
Mindbender.
the mind bending.
Yep.
So
Sacking the Ishkana.
this one gets rid of something that costs 3 or less and something that costs 4 or more from their hand. So does Michael have anything that he really wants out of that hand?
So
Or
just been
is-
informed, Michael is making a judge call.
Ah, I think he's asking whether the Descended Mindbender is in play
Ah, it's cast a
so that he
snare.
could try and snare the Descended Mindbender. But unfortunately, the Mindbend... He's not getting an angel.
It's a
Don't be silly,
cast
Michael. The Descended Mindbender, yes, is a cast trigger. So
Yeah.
the Mindbender is not in play in order to snare.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's just losing
The duress.
the duress.
Mm-hmm.
Not a very useful card at this point.
No.
So, we're back to a stalemate. With Jonathan unable to attack due to being on 1 life.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael unable to attack due to Jonathan having
A 5/5 on the
a
battlefield.
5/5 on the battlefield. Though it looks like he's going to go for the death-touching creature play.
Hmm. Can Jonathan defend on 1 life?
I guess if he has enough mana to activate all 3, then it's a good idea to attack, because you eat both spiders and lose one land, and then next turn win.
Yeah, I don't think he can though. I think he can activate.
I think he's 1 mana short.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's 1 mana short. Which means that he must have some spell in his hand. So it looks like he's just going for the Death Touch play. So will Jonathan choose to trade both spiders for it, or just chump?
It looks like a chomp.
Certainly considering it. Just going for the chump. Yep. Just hoping to draw that extra land, sorry, extra creature to survive that one more turn. Maybe an Emrakul.
Oh, there's a grapple.
Grapple gets back the Ishkana. Michael, why didn't you attack Liliana?
Would you have been tempted to kill the hissing quagmire there rather than chomping?
I think at that point you can't, because next turn you lose unless you flip a creature. Because on board then he can activate both his shambling events. However, top decking Ishkana totally negates that particular fact. And in come 3 more spiders.
So we've also just been informed there's 10 minutes left in this match. So Jonathan will have to speed up if he wants to take this to game 3. Oh, it's the first attack from Jonathan.
Coming in with a 5/5.
Yep.
Putting Michael Host down to a measly 23.
Yeah.
So Michael, what does Michael need here? Michael needs Sigil plus enchantments, Starfield Nyx. Both would help a lot.
Yeah, or if he's got a Wrath.
Wrath would be very nice. Not sure whether he kept any of those in. Guess we'll find out.
I'm assuming that Kaladesh token is another spider token.
In fact, I think a Wrath would win the game. Awaken. Nope. Looks like we're just awakening. So killing the spider.
Ishkana again. I think that Ishkana's died.
Awakening that
times.
shambling event, which is gonna come in as, I believe, a 6 a lot. 6/7 probably. Which is getting chumped, putting Michael back up to 29.
Yeah.
So we're, and I believe Jonathan forgot to tick up Liliana last turn. So remembering this time, hitting that shambling vent. Which puts Liliana into that, gets Ishkana back range once again. And it is a Pilgrim's Eye.
Yeah.
Getting even more land out of Jonathan's deck. One step closer to getting that Emrakul. And that's it. We go back to Michael, who finally gets that land. However, it is a tap land. And I believe he's sitting with a duress in hand, with nothing to do with it.
Yeah. That's the risk playing those cards. They are awful top decks.
They sure can be. But now with 2 activations of his manlands, what is Michael going to attack? Will he try to hit that Liliana for the first time this game? Or is he just going to keep going face.
I guess the only thing to be worried about is if Liliana wants to get back another Ishkana.
The advantage of going face here is you force Jonathan to block.
Yeah. It looks like face. Yeah, some more chomping action.
Eats a couple more spiders.
Gains a lot of life.
Yep.
I think that's 8 life he gains from that attack.
6, I think, because of Lily's shrinking.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's still more than Jonathan's dealing each turn, so... And we're back to Jonathan. Yet another Ishkana!
Oh boy.
Well, no need to tick down Liliana now.
Yeah.
When you can just keep making spiders.
There comes a 5/5.
And back down Michael's life total goes.
Ishkana.
Slowly but surely, getting more and more spiders. Certainly makes some of Michael's attacks a little awkward, seeing as Ishkana is a bit bigger than that lonely shambling vent that does not have any counters on it. So will we see the hissing quagmire this time instead?
Possibly, although you can just put a bunch of spiders in front of that.
Michael has noticed that Liliana is in fact on the board.
It is tricky because if he decides to kill Ishkana, then it just gives an outlet for Liliana to use her minus.
So there's already an Ishkana in the graveyard.
Oh, there is already
Yes.
one. Oh.
Yes, so depends.
It looks like he is going through the hissing quagmire route.
Yep. Going in with both. Now, is he going face, forcing Jonathan to block, or is he trying to take down that Liliana? Ooh, we have an activation of
Oh,
Ishkana.
Ishkana. I forgot that did
Yes,
that. No
I
one
believe
ever uses
that deals 5 damage to Michael.
Yeah, wow. That is quite a clock.
Yeah. Chunking Michael down to 20, I believe, before he gaining 6 back up to 26. And losing a couple of spiders, so we're back down to 3 spiders all up now, though it would be surprising if we did not have yet another spider this turn. Oh,
I
looks
think
like
there's
we've got a traverse. Here we go.
come.
Emrakul
Yeah.
should be the target here.
And there
And
she
there she
is.
is, yep. And this time there's no sinister concoction for Michael to have any fun with.
No.
Though it
oh,
looks
is
like...
that a-
No, it's silk wrap.
Oh, I thought it was a snare.
That would have been nice.
So there's 6 types in the graveyard. This emerald will cost 7.
Though at this point, you could probably afford to pay the full 13.
There's 7 types. We've been corrected. So they cost 6.
It is a very cheap Emrakul.
Yeah, I know, right? For 13, not bad. And we're cool.
Now, how much havoc can Jonathan do on Michael's turn here? He can eat a land. He could... Can Silk Wrap target that land of his?
Let's see. Exile target creature with a converted mana cost 3 or less and opponent controls.
Ooh, that's a handy clause.
Yeah. There we go. Looks like Jonathan's taking Michael's turn.
Oh, infinite
Oh.
obliteration. One turn too late.
Oh.
Looks like he did bring that one in.
Yeah.
Though we must be getting pretty close to turns at this point.
Yeah. You've got to be kicking yourself a little bit seeing that infinite obliteration after Emrakul.
Yep. What havoc can Jonathan do here?
It's like he's tapping a pain land, the obligatory pinging yourself.
No, he's going to... Can we see the text of duress there?
He's seeing if he can target opponent again. All these anti-Emrakul cards.
Saved this day. Though at this point, I don't think... You can just play the Silk Wrap and choose not to have any targets. Though at this point he can eat both Shambling Vents. Waste the Silk Wrap.
He casts Infinite Obliteration, naming something that's not in his deck.
Though at this point it might just be useful to play the Silk Wrap. Though it looks like it would be very difficult for Michael to come back from this one. This is definitely looking like it's in Jonathan's favour more and more.
Not bad from one life.
Not bad from one life.
There goes the shambles.
They sure do.
It's like
He's choosing to play the
Silk Wrap and with no targets. No, just been announced. This is turn 0. Oh, Silk Wrap's a spider.
Interesting. Dressing absolutely nothing, and he's left with an infinite obliteration, which is kind of what Michael just suffered.
Yeah.
So what can Michael find? Ooh.
Alright, we're in turn
And
1.
we've got a stasis snare for the Emrakul. Whew.
very
Very timely.
Stasis snare.
So that's turn 1. Can Michael survive the
Yeah.
next few turns in order to...
So there are 4 blockers.
There.
He has lost his vents though.
What is he naming? Ishkana, perhaps?
Maybe.
Getting rid of those silly
get
spiders?
rid of those spiders. We've seen at least 10 of them this match, I'm sure.
And I think I saw an extra Emrakul in Jonathan's deck, so it looks like he brought one in from the side, bring his total number up to 2.
Yeah. Now, did he name Emrakul or did he name Ishkana? He named Ishkana.
That seems like a pretty solid bet at this point. Particularly as he's got one Emrakul tidily tucked away under a stasis snare, so
Yeah.
Liliana can't get that back.
Alright, this is turn 2.
So, with Michael having no blocks here, what is... Oh, I believe Jonathan's...
Ah, the caterpillar!
Ah, it comes back.
Oh,
he forgot to mill 2. There we go. Getting that Emrakul back on board.
Oh, man.
So the real question now is, can Michael rip something amazing off the top?
Another snare?
I think that is possibly all 4 snares done.
Oh.
So
I guess Liliana can get the caterpillar back again anyway,
I
even if...
think there's nothing he can draw.
What else was in his board? Oh, unless he board in clip wings.
The clip wings will not help. He has a pilgrim's eye. So that drops Michael all the way down to 20 something.
21.
Ooh.
Alright, a vessel.
Looks like he's down to 18. So it's deal with that Emrakul or everything else. Board whack might help.
So our floor scoreboard keeper has called Caustic Caterpillar the value pillar.
The value pillar, excellent. And it looks like we've got a Starfield, a Collective Brutality, a Silk Wrap, and a Land.
Starfield would be interesting. I wonder if
He's
he
gonna-
would have had lethal.
He's taking the Starfield. It does give him enough creatures.
Yeah, to push through for 1.
The question is, he doesn't need... Can he push through for 1? We've got 1, 2,
he?
3 blockers.
He's got a hissing quagmire. 1, 2, 3, 4. Although Lily can tick down to get the caterpillar back to get rid of it.
Yep. So, Emrakul gets in for 13.
Yep.
Ishkanar drains for 2, putting Michael down to 1. He needs a removal spell. Nothing in hand.
Did the spirit fingers there?
Oh, that would be a pretty nice removal spell.
4, 5.
1. Oh,
3.
except he can't block the Pilgrim's Eye. I think he's got lethal on board. Will he spot it? That's the question.
So 13 from Emrakul, 14 Pilgrim's Eye, and Ishkanar drains for 2.
He's not. He's going in just with the 3. And Michael scoops.
Yep. So it looks like 1-1 draw.
Is Starfield Nick's other enchantments? Do you have to have 5 other enchantments?
I thought it counted itself, but let's check. So you control 5 or more enchantments.
Well.
Alright. Yeah, because I thought he had blocks there.
Well, I think Jonathan, he had the lethal had he made a perhaps slightly
Ishkanar
different
drain.
attack, and then the Ishkanar drain.
Yeah.
But he didn't attack with the Pilgrim's Eye, so I think
Yeah.
Michael could have staved that one up.
Survived
But
it.
looks like we end in a draw. Well, we end a long and complicated game with a slightly anticlimactic finish. However, that brings round 3 to a close, and I
Yeah.
believe next round we're going to bring you back to some of the top players.
Yep. So we'll have our 3-0 players on the feature match. So stay tuned.